Crosby from the corner, twisting and turning inside out. Beautiful move, trying to get the shot on. He holds, he shoots, he scores! Absolutely!
The pitch, high fly ball center field. It's hit pretty well toward the wall. Goal!
Roethlisberger gives him a lot of room here. Juju Smith-Schuster off to the races inside the 30, the 20, the 10.
Hello, this is Live TV. Thank you for watching us in our Bethel Park studio. This is a live Pittsburgh sports line in the BP TV studio in Bethel Park. I got a little nervous on this. We were talking before the show. I won't mention what Smokin' Jim brought up again for the last 2 months. It's very tough to get started, but we'll get through this. Thanks for watching us on Comcast 7, only in Bethel Park. Thanks for watching us on Verizon 32 in Bethel Park, all the way from Nemacolin, Cranberry, Wexford. And I went out to Zelienople the other day. I was with my son. I said, they hear us out here in Wexford, then Cranberry, then we went to Zelienople, Evans City. And we had a great early Thanksgiving dinner by my daughter. So that was great. Glad I could share that with you. Thanks for the Facebook likes. 6935. We're on the way to 7,000. Hope we can make it. I keep meeting new people at Aldi's, Fresh Time, handing out cards, and they said they'd like the show, so I'm still looking for them. And by the way, we're on TV second week in a row. So I'm honored that we got the glitch straightened out. I got to see about Facebook Live. Mine won't come up right now, so I'm struggling on Facebook Live. I would say hi to all of you. But if you're on, hello. This is Al Levine, the talking machine. Chip Hayner had surgery, got his knee replacement done on Monday. I heard he's doing very well. He got PT, so they were supposed to let him out. I'm not sure if he's home. Hello, Chip, if you're watching us. Thanks for your tip on Bill Verdon. May he rest in peace, the great Quail with the Pirates. And we'll talk about him later. We got Smokin' Jim Frazier. We got Nick Callis taking Chip's seat. Look at that team, how strong they are over there. All right, I can't pull that Facebook Live up, but we'll start this show off with, thanks, Nick. Nick got us the Facebook Live, so I need his help and intelligence. All right, look at that. A2 is on his game. And by the way, Smokin' Jim said he swagged up, and he said, how much did you pay for those pink Nikes? And we won't mention on air because Smokin' Jim has a history of getting $20 size 20 Nikes for a size 14 foot. Did I get that out again? I was thinking these random thoughts, and I see him over there. All right, Olive Oil's Pizzeria. Frank Fanera, the owner, his brother Mike took care of our XL pepperoni pizza, the 6-cut steak hoagie. We're good to go. He had a new worker there, Beth. She said hello. She goes, I heard about you guys, so shout out to them. Met a nice man, Ryan, from Upper St. Clair with his daughter, his son, and his other daughter. Told him a couple stories about Pittsburgh Sportsline. He said, hey, nice to hear about your show, and I may have to tune in on that. But Olive Oils has great Italian food, salads, desserts, you name it. They got Italian ice in the summer, but they do have a lot of great things there. Check them out at Hillcrest Shopping Center, 412-831-1900. Thank you, Nick. He got me. Oh, man, we're live here. Pete. Our man Pete from Bill Boyce's. You remember Pete, Smokin' Jim?
Yeah, that's my man.
All right. He doesn't know who you are, but he's just nice. Thanks for watching, Pete. We appreciate it. Let me go to the next promo here. All right. We end each show with Stay Joey Strong. Look what A2 did again. That's Joey Fabus before DIPG, the brain cancer that took his life at 8 years old, just before his 9th birthday 6 years ago. DIPG is a dreaded brain cancer. It's a death sentence for these kids. So the family have lost a second child, one to kidney disease, and now their second child. They started the Joey Fabus Childhood Cancer Foundation. I support some of their activities, most of them, and have been there. And we film their 5K 1 mile superhero walk run every September at Bethel Park High School. It's their largest fundraiser. People dress up as superheroes and walk and run. And a guest on my show, Benjamin Hinton, was the fastest running guy this past year. And he's a Bethel Park resident, so proud of him. And he was a great guest on our Pittsburgh Sportsline show when we were on location at Olive Oil's Pizzeria. So check out their different activities. They're a 501c3. As I tell Smokin' Jim, you can donate your money, and if you have a government name unlike Smokin' Jim, you can write it off on your taxes. And that's just what you do. You can find accountants that can do that stuff, so check it out. Next up, let's see what we got here. Another 501c3. What did A2 do? He's on fire. Always Be Smiling is named after a boy named Bennett who died at 16 and a half last year. His family, his mother and dad, they lost another child right when he was born, and they started this Always Be Smiling in honor of Bennett, who, as you can see, was always smiling. He had handicap issues and lived to be 16 and a half, and they said you never would have known that he had handicap issues and kidney disease. His dad, Dean, gave him his own kidney and kept him alive till 16 and a half. They give money to other families in the area that have transplants and people in need. They help people with chronic kidney disease. So check it out. We're trying to get 1,000 likes. Unlike Smokin' Jim and Bitcoins, we went from 680 to 897. So we're up there. Thanks to all of you for helping out. I got over 160 some people to like it. You can like it too. You can like it. And go to Always Be Smiling on Facebook. Please help them out to get 1,000 and check out what they do. And thanks for all the friends that I just posted up the other day, invited them, and they even asked questions. What do they do? Now you know, and you heard it here, right from the talking machine. All right. Bethel Park Historical Society. What did A2 do? How's that timing on that? Pretty good.
Yes, sir.
2600 South Park Road. Can't miss it. That old trolley. You see it right there. I used to ride on them up in Dormont to go to my job on Monday and Thursday nights in downtown Pittsburgh. Great memories. They have a great 1905 schoolhouse, all refurbished, great auditorium that the Community Foundation, who I'm a trustee, and I sponsor them with another promo coming up. They have their own auditorium room. They do different events there when they're able to. They have a library. They got uniforms, historical Army, Navy uniforms, and they got all the yearbooks from the original high school. And they have different reunions and everything else there, so check it out. My favorite tea place is Reginald's Coffee. Julie and Matt started it. They're just great owners, and they're still in business even during the COVID. You can go in there, get your tea, which I get, and they have fresh roasted coffee from around the world. They have green coffee beans, and they roast them in their roaster, which is right in their facility. You can see it when you go in there. They have Wi-Fi for people like Smokin' Jim, my best friend, and just go up there and tell them Al Levine sent you. And about 30, 40 of my friends have told me their coffee is much better than nearby Starbucks. Support local business with them. Next up, I gotta promote this. We'll see what A2 can do on this. All right, my good friend Janet, she gave me this for the Dean Streeter holiday concert. Sunday, December 12th, 2021. Doors open at 2 p.m. Performance starts at 2:30. Bethel Park Community Center, Smokin' Jim. It's less than 3 minutes away from here, right up the street. Cross the tracks, over that way. And there's going to be the Community Band South, directed by Jim Bennett and Max Gonano.
Oh, yeah.
You never met them. Bethel Park High School Top 21, Todd Kazawa. Yeah, something like that. Handbell Ringers of South Minister Presbyterian. Smoking Jim, you got to hear Handbell Ringers. I've heard it a few times at the Bethel Park High School. They ring bells.
Is that like belly dancers?
No, they ring bells.
No, okay.
This is Christmas. Now, I know you're a strong Christian, so you understand Christmas. Thank you.
You never had handbells played at church during Christmas time? Wow.
I don't think so.
See, you learn new things on Pittsburgh Sportsline. Admission is free, but donations are accepted to benefit the Bethel Park Community Foundation, and I'll get to what the Bethel Park Community Foundation does. Vaccination cards, so smoking can't go, and mask required. Seating is limited. Performance is without intermission. And I'll be on the committee. You can check it out. I'll be on the committee giving out cookies, packages of cookies in plastic bags.
Yeah.
And they told me I can eat as many as I want.
Yeah.
So thank you, Janet and Lynn, for putting this together for me. I appreciate that stuff. Free, if it's free food, it's for me. Just so you know, never had a bad free food meal. And I'm going to go right to the Bethel Park Community Foundation. So we'll just cut to the chase, go right there. What's A2 going to do on this one? Whoa.
Bada bing!
There it is. Bethel Park Community Foundation has money and grants for you from $100 to $5,000. We've given out, I'm a trustee on the board, we've given out over $1 million in 25 years to local groups and even Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, different groups here, Lions Club, the police, EMT people, they've all got it, and other organizations. So there's money for you. Go to bpcf.org and put your application in, and we meet every couple months. 6 times a year, you got 6 opportunities to bring up something good. All right, next up we have a friend of mine, friend of the show, Kathleen Miller. She's not sick enough with kidney disease. She's at 16%, has to go to 15%, but she got great news that she has a living donor. Living donor can cause you to live twice as long, like my son gave me a kidney. It's 14.7 years for a cadaver kidney, which you're on the list for. Living donors, you can get 29.7 years. So, and for other people that don't know math at Gateway, that's 30 years. So, congrats, Kathleen, and good luck. We just got to stay tuned. All right, we got this local business right here in Bethel Park. Look at what he did on this one. Bang! Look at that. You can see that. Smoking Jim likes my fingernails. I appreciate that. Senior Helpers, check them out. 100 Broughton Road, right across from Walgreens, near Brewster's Sweet Bee, Bethel Park. Talk to the owner and my friend Jeff. Give him a call, 412-851-3223. They help people like my age that need help. People younger, older, aunts, uncles, grandmothers, grandfathers, great-grandmothers, great-grandfathers, veterans, anybody that needs help at home. They can help with caring, companionship, conversation, transportation, meal preparation, planning, light housekeeping, laundry, medication reminders, bathing, dressing, and grooming. And they can help you. So give them a call if you need it. Again, 412-851-3223. Right here in Bethel Park, folks. All right, let's see what we got here next. Let me see if I got the right sheet. Okay, it's getting a little wrinkled in A1, but it's still crisp. I want you for BPTV. Tell them Uncle Al Levine, the talking machine, producer and host of the award-winning Pittsburgh Sportsline TV show, wants you to be a volunteer like Nick. He's behind the camera. He's in front of the camera. Has his own VIP segment he'll explain later. We got A2 here. We got A1 in the control room, and he's teaching Ryan, who he said he's coming along. So I said, how long is it going to take for Ryan? We don't know yet, but he's doing great on editing, according to Smokin' Jim. And then we have a special guest He used to be Rookie of the Year. He went to Player of the Year. He's MVP. Just graduated, or he's graduating Point Park, going on to bigger and better careers. And Smoking Jim, since Steve's here, I had explained to you. You said he would do your taxes. He goes, tell Smoking Jim that I would never, ever do his taxes. I'm working for nonprofits in their accounts to keep them in business. So you better go to a tax accountant because he's different than that. So, Steve, I hope you agree that I explained it to him.
We'll do it on the sleeve.
See, and I just thought that he brought up some ebonics that he came out of there, so he's trying to work you for something. We just don't know what. Bill Means, great book, Crazy Train, and he's still driving. Bill just got on the show. Hello, Bill. That book was great. We'll have to talk about it and appreciate your life story. It was just fantastic. All right, here's the test of the day. Let me try to pull this up and hold my hand steady for A2. Bingo.
Boom.
Skeets Service Station, 6103 Library Road. That's Route 88, 6 miles from here. That's it.
Fingernails is clipped perfect.
Unlike Smoking Jim's, his baby fingernail is 3 inches long. Now, I don't know what that means in the hood, but it's 3 inches long. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Here, pull that back. What happened? We don't want to see Smoking Jim. He's crying. All right. They work on anything and everything on gas. They do fix electric tools, weed whackers, lawnmowers, boats, trailers, tractors, trucks, cars, U-Hauls, you name it, they work on it. And it's 724-348-4715. Talk to Skeets Lewandowski, the owner. That's my man. He just had 2 stents put in, unlike Smoking Jim getting a quadruple bypass. And Skeets is doing well, so give him a call at 724-348-4715. And he sponsors What's on Your Mind. Smoking Jim.
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. If you
Hold
want
it, hold
green,
it, hold it. I wanted to say, Smoking Jim, what's on your mind? Roll that tape back. All right.
You got to see Levine. Want to see my toenails?
Hold it. Bill Means just said, my fingernails are right in.
That's it. Well, hey, Al Levine, the talking machine.
Yes.
As usual, you know, I don't like to talk about the things I do. I give back to the community all the time.
Tell me the last time you did.
Today, Bill Neal and I handed out turkeys to
How many?
families that needed over 200 turkeys today. And so it touched my heart, handing out, what is it, butterballs? Handing out all these butterball turkeys. So now I want to get more and more serious about getting my nonprofit. So I'm going to get my favorite bookkeeper, Steve Fisher. we gonna work on it. I'm gonna have me a 50.
Time out.
3C.
Time out. This is traditional for Tony from Chick-fil-A. The disclaimer means Jim Frazier, Smoking Jim Frazier, whatever his legal name is, does not represent Pittsburgh Sportsline, myself, or anybody in Bethel Park. These are his own opinions, and mostly they're not even half right, so you can figure
like
the other.
butterball?
You don't even know what it is. You don't have a clue. So whatever he's talking about, Steve Fisher has nothing, because I don't want to ruin his career. He's working for big multi-million-dollar companies,
His
Smoking
hair
Jim.
was looking good today. I don't
Well,
know who's doing
he's
his
not
hair.
working for Joe the bookmaker, all right?
Not anymore?
He never did.
Oh, okay.
Just so we know. So this is just Smoking Jim having a little fun. We got to disclaim it totally. And if he's donated 200 turkeys, I just want to know where, when, and how did they get them there? Because I've seen how that group operates. I just want to know how they get from A to B.
We can't do nothing unless we playing some music. We had some music. We had the DJ in the parking lot, brother.
Hold it. Since I believe you, where was this?
I won't say the location because my mouth can't form, but it was in a parking lot at Eaton Park in a place near Monroeville.
And how come I didn't know about this?
They cut you out.
I didn't think you would show. But hey, Al Levine, it's
Yeah.
going to be all positive for me today.
Well, what was on your mind? Because we totally lost it.
What's on my mind? I'm going to be very positive.
We're 22
today.
minutes into the show.
People say
and
I'm
they now
negative.
know less than what they did before.
Starting next week, I'm going to start my 1st and 10 with Smoking Jim, my top 10s at the beginning. Anthony, or should we call him Tony? Most people want to be called Tony. I've never met anybody who was Anthony that wanted to be Anthony. You'd rather be Tony, right?
What
You
about
want to be
Anthony?
Anthony? I didn't know that.
What about Anthony Veltri? We've been calling him Anthony for a year and a
Over
half.
a year.
now. Anthony Veltri. He wants to be called
Does he
Anthony.
prefer
Look-
Tony?
No.
Smoking Jim,
You've
let
been calling him
me
Anthony for a
explain
year and a
something
half.
to you. Most guys like Anthony. That's why when A2 came here,
I like Tony.
they wanted me to call whatever initials or something or last name. So I said, I'm a simple guy. A1 is Anthony from who first started here a year and a half ago. And you know is Anthony, even though
The captain.
he doesn't
Yeah.
have a hair out of place. A2 started, and he didn't want to go by Tony. He wanted to go by Anthony. Let
I
me
didn't know
introduce
that.
you.
I never knew that.
This is Anthony.
I thought I always called him Tony. I thought he knew.
No, he hates it.
Okay. Okay. See?
No, but he's
said
being nice to you because we all like you.
Okay. Well,
So you're just wrong.
Anthony from Chick-fil-A.
100% wrong.
Anthony from Chick-fil-A.
No,
Who?
he's Anthony outside of here, but at Chick-fil-A, they're not like us. They call him Tony only at work.
I didn't know that.
No, I got no.
But
wait.
Now you know.
he celebrated his birthday in Monroeville, and he wants me to start doing. He's one of the many people who want me to go back to doing my top 10. So I'm gonna start that next week.
I checked with him. He never said that. You know I see him.
he put it on Facebook. You didn't see? You
No,
seen it?
I didn't see it.
Well, I'm
Because
gonna.
why would he volunteer to have that?
Well, I'm gonna just be positive today.
You haven't done well.
Congratulations to Mount Lebanon for beating Central by 50. All them recruits didn't help Central at all, didn't Hell Levine the talking machine. Hey, anytime Central goes down, L. Levine the talking machine, I love it.
Oh, the
All
Smoking
them smuggy
Jim.
alumnus.
Here, Smoking Jim. Here's what bothers you.
Ain't they smuggy?
We're going to get off this segment, but before we do, you know Chuck McElroy, Chief, is one of my best friends
I
from
like Chief. I like Chief.
Do you know where he graduated
Yeah,
from?
he graduated from Central.
Now, how can you talk to Chief like that?
I love Chief, but
How
when it
can you
comes-
talk to him and be positive
when it
like
come-
that?
When it comes to Central, they get a little smug.
All right, that's it for Smoking Jim. We're going to Nick right now. Enough of this.
Oh, I feel like I got more dumb. I gotta focus. What just happened?
Why
I don't know.
explain? Now you know less than you did when you came
I
in.
do. What was I gonna talk about? No, I don't
Nothing.
know.
Ain't you happy for Mount Lebanon?
Sure. No, not
Okay.
really. They were a rival school of KO, right in that neighborhood. So not a big fan of Mount Lebanon.
Here,
How can the hammer be a rival to the nail?
here,
I
Smoking,
remember.
Smoking Jim. I got to quote Bill Means. He brought out a thing because he's a little bit older than me, and he called them cake eaters.
Okay, for Mount Lebanon.
How did you know that?
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
positive.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Some teams used to call Monroeville cakes eaters too, because we used to have doctors and lawyers live out there till they defected to Murraysville.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Smoking Jim. Glad you stayed positive with us.
All right.
We're good. Nick, did you remember anything?
Yeah, I got it now.
Did a couple
So-
brain cells get together away
They
from
did.
Smoking Jim?
They did.
Okay. Carry on.
And it's about baseball, so he won't be able to interject. It's going to be good. So the Pirates, I saw the Pirates signed a veteran pitcher, Jose Quintana. And I was thinking about it, and I got a bit excited at first. I'm like, oh, the Pirates are spending money. That's kind of good. They only spent $2 million on him, though, which is kind of like, eh. And
What kind of gamble was this?
that's what I'm thinking, because he was good. He was like bad with the White Sox. Then he got traded to the Cubs, and they were making a postseason push in 2017. And The Cubs sent Eloy Jimenez to the White Sox in a deal, and he's good for the White Sox now. So it's like, I mean, he had his prime.
And who coaches there?
La Russa.
Okay.
Well, he wasn't coaching back when that trade happened.
Understand.
in
I just said
Chicago,
now.
But Quintana's 33 now, and that brought me back to when the Pirates traded for Ivan Nova in 2016. Just like how poorly that turned out because Nova didn't pitch very well.
And
Certainly
you're
didn't know how to
young. I
hold
don't
a
know if you're
baseball bat.
young, but that happened a lot of times before you were on the show.
Right, so I'm just thinking, I'm like, how is this veteran pitcher going to help the Pirates now? And they only spent $2 million on him. I'm like, maybe if they spent $7 million, he might have like been worth it still. But toward the end of his time, he struggled with the Angels, and he struggled when he got traded to the Giants before he became a free agent. So I'm just thinking, Pirates, what are we doing? Are we doing it again? We're doing the same. We're following the same formula that didn't give the team success.
Well, here, think about this: what the Steelers did with Ingram, and then move on.
Look at the consequences of that.
And then
now,
just move
because
on.
Ingram was pretty good.
We'll talk about Steelers, but he's still not doing anything. But that's another story.
Right, but Pirates, what are we doing?
I just wanted to compare it to the
Like
Pirates.
I'm getting excited. I'm like, okay, prospect pool's coming. I still want them to spend some money. $2 million on a 33-year-old pitcher that has struggled in recent years. Not all that exciting. It felt exciting at first, but then when you bring yourself back to reality, you got to say, hey, why? Why are you doing this, Pirates?
Nick,
That's what's on my mind.
that is great, but could you add that thought to Smoking Jim to practice? The thought, have him practice that thought. Please. I'm not picking on either one of you, but you're both on that side of the table now, and I got the shield up because Smoking Jim's stuff's just bouncing off. And Bill Means despise the cake eaters.
I understand.
As he says.
I understand.
All right. What's on my mind? Chip Hayner brought up something I saw in the news today. I was very disappointed to see Bill Verdon died, and he was born June 6, 1931, and he just died today at 90 years old. So my dad was a couple months older than him, and my dad would have been 90 this year.
Amen.
And I had great memories of Bill Verdon, and I'll just share this with you. You've heard of the Yankees, right? Guess what? 1950, the Yankees signed Bill Verdon, who was a good athlete, for $1,800, Smoking Jim. So half of what you invested in Bitcoins, he got that. So he got a bonus. And in terms, because you understand how inflation's affected money, well, maybe you don't. But that would be worth $19,000 today. So it wasn't a big signing bonus. And he was signed to play Class D ball because Smoking Jim, they had not just A, double A, triple A, they had Class D and Class B. They had different classes then. Wow. There were a lot more people playing baseball because I don't know if you understand because you just learned about baseball 10 years ago. And it was called the national pastime. You know what that means? It's a national sport for America. And like, you'll get negative, but you'll say football is. But we know that, but baseball as a tradition is a national pastime. Okay, so he got promoted to AAA in he played Class D ball in 1950, like I said. He got promoted to AAA, and then in 1951 he played Class B and Class A. In 1952, the Yanks sent him to the Kansas City minor league team, and he struggled. He only hit .233, and then here's what he had, an astigmatism. And Smoking Jim, that's an issue with your eyes and how you see. And you may have had that with all your accidents, but we found out it was something else. You might even remember what it was, but it wasn't astigmatism. So how about his manager saw him reading books with glasses? So his manager told him, wear your glasses all the time. So now he could see better, and he hit .317 that year.
Wow.
And he started hitting line drives because he learned how to hit to all fields. And the only problem he had is, all of you have heard of a guy named Mickey Mantle.
My favorite.
Well, thanks for being here 10 years to know that. He was my favorite when I was a kid in the 60s, and I'll share this story. A Camarda family lived up the street about 4 houses, and their dad loved Mickey Mantle so much. Their first son was named Chuck after the dad. The second son, guess what his name was?
Mickey Mantle?
No, just Mickey. You were close. That's why I don't bet. Whenever he says bet, don't bet half, because he don't get it. But he was named Mickey, and he started hitting line drives, did well, and he played center field, so he had to stay behind Mantle. The Yankees ended up trading him to St. Louis in 1954. They sent him to Class AAA, and now listen to this. He led the league with a .333 average, 22 homers, and he came in second to another Hall of Famer named Elston Howard. He joined the Cards in 1955, hit .281, 17 homers, 69 RBIs, and was winner, here's a great accomplishment, NL Rookie of the Year.
Really?
So he went from not hitting at all, and he wore glasses his whole career.
Please tell me you know what NL stands for.
Yeah, you know I do. National League.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I love me some.
10 years of listening to this, he's had to learn. I just
played.
figured I'd put it in there. Well, Verdon slumped in 1956 and was traded to the Pirates for a Pittsburgher who I knew at the Pittsburgh Press called Bobby Del Greco. Famous ball player from Pittsburgh. Met his kids that worked at the Pittsburgh Press and were even lawyers here in the city. They've made a couple TV, appearances with different clients that they've had. They traded for Bobby Del Greco and Dick Littlefield. And the general manager, Lane, who traded him, listen to this. You don't hear honesty like this in this day and age with trades. He called it the worst trade that he ever made in his career because Bill Verdon was a good player. He traded him from St. Louis to the Pirates. And Bob Prince nicknamed him the Quail because he hit all these little, Smokin' Jim doesn't understand, little soft fly balls right past the infield.
I don't like that.
And he said it was like a dying quail, but he had power where he hit 17 to 20, 30 home runs.
Ain't bad.
So he did that. And let's see. In 1957, the Pirates hired Danny Murtaugh to manage, and he pushed Bill Verdon to play even better. He was an all-class center fielder. In 1959, he led the league in assists with 16, and double plays from center field, he had 5.
Wow.
He led the league that year.
Wow.
And he made up a great defense with, these are all great players, Clemente, who died, a little bit later, but he was on the team with Clemente, Grote, Hoke, Mazeroski, and it gave them just a great defense. They had a core defense, and Nick knows about defense in baseball, especially up the middle, and you need that. And in Game 7 of the 1960 World Series, here's a little bit of history. He hit a ball to the shortstop of Forbes Field. It made a bad bounce because fields weren't always finely groomed. There might have been a rock, and it hit the Hall of Famer Tony Kubek right in the throat on national TV. They had to stop the game to make sure he was even alive. He had to be taken out of the game and was hurt. That started the rally, listen to this, for Bill Mazeroski's first and only walk-off game-ending home run.
Wow.
And they were the champs, but it took a play like that. I remember seeing replays of that hitting Tony Kubek. It just was coming over here, and bang, it hit him right in the throat. And he was a great shortstop. But that's another story. All right, let's see what I got here. Chip, I'm going on and on. Verdon led the league in triples in 1962 and won a Golden Glove also. And how about this for a stat? Verdon wasn't the greatest hitter, but he was consistent. He had a .404, and that's hitting 4 out of 10 hits, Smokin' Jim, against one of the best pitchers and my favorite pitcher, Sandy Koufax. He had one of the highest averages ever. I think it was the highest average against him. Well, in 1956, to show you how sharp Bill Verdon was, he started a baseball academy. Following his retirement, he wanted to get a job as a manager, and he started coaching. First job was with the Mets in the Eastern League, then Jacksonville, then Williamsport, then Jacksonville in 1968. Pirate manager Larry Shepard, we all remember him, Smoking Jim. 1969, hired Verdon to be on his coaching staff. Then Shepard left in 69, and they hired a guy named Danny Murtaugh, who should be in the Hall of Fame. Chip knows that. He hired Verdon to coach on his team. Well, Murtaugh had some health problems. Reminds me sort of my best friend Smoking Jim. He had some heart issues, and he had to retire. Guess what? They hired Verdon to manage the Pirates.
Wow.
And he won the NL East in 1972, and they were beat by the dreaded Reds. Next year with no Clemente, who died on New Year's, and they struggled with Steve Blass. Steve Blass had been a World Series winning pitcher. He couldn't throw the ball. Smoking Jim, you don't understand. He couldn't get the ball over the plate for a strike. And they don't know what happened. They had psychologists, everything, tried to work on his mechanics. He was done. He had to retire because he couldn't throw the ball over the plate anymore. And then he had troubles with Doc Ellis, and everybody remembers the gravedigger, Richie Hebner, the third baseman. Verdon was a little bit controversial with people, so he had trouble. And they ended up finishing a game behind Baltimore. And he worked at a couple other places, and he was manager of the year. And let me think what year that was. 1976, he was manager of the year for Baltimore. The Sporting News named him the manager of the year. And he had trouble in 75 with the Yankees because he got hired there. And when he got fired, everybody's heard of this name. Billy Martin started his career at the Yankees.
Wow.
So Verdon had a long career coaching and managing. And here, believe it or not, Smoking Jim, he was still coaching Pirate outfielders as of his death.
Wow. I didn't know
So
that.
sorry it was long-winded, folks.
That was great
but
stuff. That
a
was
true
great stuff.
legend, and thanks to Chip, he prompted me to get all that information. If you've loved baseball like I did the whole time, you know, I just appreciate and respect that. We're going to come back with some fiction and fact from Smoking Jim's Almanac.
Steelers show blitz. He throws the pass up. It's going to be picked up. James Harrison has it. He's running up the sideline. 25-30.
Hi, Bethel Park. Uncle Al speaking. I'm asking you to come help us behind the scenes at BP TV. We're looking for some proud Bethel Park residents to help us make the shows that you want to watch. For more information, contact Station Director Dave Cable, and we will see you behind the cameras at BP TV.
Get in my rock. Heck no. You saw how big that thing was, Donkey Kong. I'm not getting in that thing. Too bad. What do you mean, too bad? Now let's go to the next one. No. Banana brain. No, please God. First Diddy, now Cranky, now Dixie. Are you kidding me? Got it. You had one job. One job.
Steelers show blitz. He throws the pass up. It's going to be picked up. James Harrison has it. He's running up the sideline. 25-30.
Thanks, Al Levine, the Taco Machine. We got the VIP of BPTV. My main man, Nick, wish he was there handing out turkeys for your fans.
Smoking Jim, don't rub it in anymore
I'm just
on him.
saying.
I just want to share that Nick was so brokenhearted during the break, we had to restrain him.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that.
He was right next to you. Carry on.
But hey, one of the greatest athletes.
Sorry, Nick.
One of the greatest athletes to come out of Westmoreland County
Who?
was a guy named Kenny Moore.
Whoa.
A white guy with a black name. Great athlete, Al Levine, the Taco Machine. Was a quarterback in high school, could play like Tim Tebow. He played baseball. He was a catcher on the baseball team. Could have went to the major leagues. Al Levine was a two-way player at IUP, probably the greatest football player in IUP history next to Jim Haslett. And Al Levine, the Taco Machine, I remember I seen him one time, right? And
What
we
year
went out.
was it?
You know, he owns car dealerships today. But at
Okay.
the time, he worked at a car dealership. And he was showing his colors because I was in the car with him. We were going 130 miles an hour. I'm like, I won't get in the car with another white guy again. We was flying Al Levine, the Taco Machine. I said, man, if he get me home safe, I ain't never getting in the car with Kenny Moore again. But
I'm glad you told me that because I let you drive all the time.
yeah, and you know I go the speed limit.
Below.
And we kind of separated for a couple reasons. He went this way because he started playing golf, and I wouldn't play golf at gunpoint. So, you know, we kind of, parted. But before that,
Don't
he
even
told
ask.
me that he played flag football, and he said he got this good quarterback that's a great athlete, that's an unbelievable quarterback, and it was Coach Pelko.
No
Coach Pelko
way.
was a heck of an athlete. And Kenny Moore don't give many people credit, but you know, Al Levine, the Taco Machine, always say, everybody knows I played for the greatest coach in WPIL history. I think
Just
you'll
mention his
agree
name.
with that, Coach Pete Annamarino, first coach inducted into the WPIL. Great coaching makes a difference. Pelko turned around West Allegheny.
Yeah.
And when he went to Mount Lebanon was down, probably since Art Walker left.
Yeah.
And now Pelko not only turned around the Cake Eaters,
Yeah.
but he turned them into a great football team. To beat Central Catholic by 50 points, Al Levine, the Taco Machine, not only did my heart justice, but I mean, Al Levine, the Taco Machine, you got to give the Blue Devils credit.
I can't.
Because the Blue Devils is back.
They were rivals of ours. We don't like them.
Yeah.
Talking about KO, right?
Yeah.
Well, you don't like Central either, do you?
No.
Okay. So you didn't have a.
We never played them.
You didn't have a dog in the race.
No, but we played Mount Lebanon. We didn't like them.
They had AstroTurf Field. You had to like that.
We didn't because we had beautiful grass at Dormont Stadium.
Did you guys walk to school?
No.
Everybody in Mount Lebanon, there's no school buses.
We had buses because,
That makes them tough.
you know what? We had to go to our school was located in Mount Lebanon,
That's right. That's right.
right?
I forgot about that.
Keystone Oaks
Y'all
has...
rented from Mount Lebanon.
No.
They was the landlords.
No.
No, that's not how that works. That's,
That don't work that way?
no, you don't have landlords if you own the land. You are the.
Well, it was in Mount Lebanon. How could Keystone Oaks own
The
that?
district bought it.
Did they?
Yeah.
Smoking Jim.
Power move. That's a
Smoking,
power move.
He's from Greentree, right? And he bought a house in Bethel Park when he was an adult. Does that make him? Is he just renting the land? No,
that's
he
apples
owns-
and oranges. That's apples
It's
and oranges.
not.
Oh, the Smoking Jim's done.
I'm done, brother.
He's going off on the rails again, folks. I don't want to disclaim the lack of knowledge, so we'll move on. I'll be nice. And Nick's still brokenhearted about the butterballs.
We're handing out turkey dinners next week if you want to come.
Give me a call. Who's
Hold
that?
it.
Oh, there go champions. Well, should I answer on the air? Bill Neal's calling. He got a butterball for you.
Thanks.
Hang that up. All right, let's go to Nick.
We're going Steelers. I have an opinion. After watching both the Lions game and the Chargers game that the Steelers played in, I've come to the realization Mason Rudolph will never be a starting quarterback with the Steelers. Mason Rudolph will never be a starting quarterback in the NFL. That's my opinion. He's not good enough. I was thinking about this too. I was comparing James Conner and Mason Rudolph because they were both kind of backups thrust into a starting position over the last few years. James Conner, I think, collapsed under the pressure of Pittsburgh. Now he's thriving in Arizona where he has more of a split running back position. So I'd never say that Conner wasn't going to succeed. I was actually sad the Steelers let him go because I feel like with enough patience and, maybe more running back stability, another guy to come in there and divide time with him, that he would succeed. And that's exactly what he's doing in Arizona. But Mason Rudolph, not making great decisions. Mason Rudolph, it just doesn't seem like. I'm still on the Dwayne train, and I'm going to save Al from that because I know how Al feels about that.
I appreciate that you can like Dwayne, and then when he's no good, you'll say you were wrong.
Right, but
because you can do it, unlike certain people.
Mason's just not. I don't know how to explain it. He just doesn't make good decisions. He doesn't look all that agile on the field. I don't think he's going to succeed with the Steelers. So I think that hopefully when Ben goes in 22, so does Mason, and the Steelers start over with their quarterback situation. But I don't think Mason Rudolph is going to be able to start for any other team in the NFL. That's my opinion for today. I don't like it, and I'm sad that the Steelers have lost to the Chargers, and the Lions game feels like a loss.
I told you that.
Week on football.
I told you that.
Yeah, well, still.
Thank you for
still hung
verifying
up
what I
on
thought.
it. But think about this too. Think about this before I get to Spoken Jim. The
We may
Steelers
pass on him.
The Steelers still scored 30. They scored 37 points. The defense was really the problem against the Chargers, but 37 points against the Chargers team that had your guy Hubert, Justin Herbert. They still scored 37 points with Ben at the helm, which kind of just makes me wonder, I don't want Ben to come back. I don't want Ben to come back in
We're going to talk
but
Steelers after my segment, which will be short. So
fair enough.
Hold those
I'll save
thoughts,
it for then. But the
'cause
opinion
we're running down with time. If
Right.
Smoking Jim has a positive question,
I do. Just real quick. Do you guys envision anywhere that Ben will come back in 2022? I hope he comes back.
how's
that's
that
the
positive about a 39-year-old guy that can't move?
I'm just saying, do you think he'll come back? He's the best quarterback
No.
on the team.
I'll save my opinion for Steelers. talk.
We'll have Steelers
Mason
talking.
Rudolph's never going to be a starter in the NFL. That's my opinion. Thank you.
Oh, we're in Bethel Park. Whoa. Don't you enjoy what A2 did with that location graphic?
That was hot.
My man. Hey, here's some fiction and fact from Bill Means' Almanac.
Okay.
Walker broke his jaw when he tackled him. And Bill Means was one of the toughest guys I know. Walker broke his jaw. And then he had to deliver newspapers to Lebo when he lived in Castle Shannon.
Who's Walker?
Who was a coach at Mount Lebanon?
He played against Art Walker. I didn't know that.
Can I explain something?
I never knew Coach Art Walker played.
Okay, thanks, Smoking
Wow.
Jim. He's showing his lack of understanding.
He's such a great coach. I never knew he played football. Wow.
Well, there you go.
Wow.
And then Bill Means adds this in. Connor lived near him in Erie when he was All-State. I agree with comments regarding Rudolph. The Steelers ruined him.
Thanks, Bill.
And Bill Means said the son's coach. So whatever that means
Art
there.
Walker's son coaches. He coached Central and now he coached North Allegheny. Maybe
Yeah.
that's what he.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then Pete, our friend, said, "Don't pay your property tax, then you'll find out who owns the land." And my segment's weak because on location we're not really doing anything on location right now because we're shut down with different limits on people going there and just the end of the season. So we're looking forward to on-location shows starting in January, February, maybe even March. And we'll go for there because we want to be safe and healthy. And we're running out of time, so I'm just going to roll into Steeler talk. And we're ending this show. We got a little too talkative. Steve, the MVP, told us we did 37 minutes on our first half. And everybody knows we're an hour show, so if you're 37 minutes into a half, you're beyond the half. So we'll go to Steelers. I noticed this from playing center, and I keep talking about the line. Najee doesn't have a fair chance. And when you see guys hitting him 2 and 3 yards in the backfield, that's a problem. And when I see Green getting bull rushed all the way past the quarterback, why is he even in there right now? He's a rookie, I understand, but they're not improving. We had a 100-yard game the other day, and that was by hook or by crook. But I don't see much talent up there.
Kendrick Green did his best Marquise Pouncey impersonation against the Chargers.
Oh, yeah.
Flung one behind.
Yeah, but we don't need that. Those aren't good signs. So my thing is, when you don't have a line on defense or offense that's that good, and you got all these injuries on defense, you saw Cam Hayward play like he always does. He's one of the few guys that I know would take all the money that Smoke and Jim said they shouldn't have given him, and he's done well. And him and Ben Roethlisberger inspired a team who was going nowhere. And the defense is depleted, and they just looked. Herbert was picking them apart and running. He ran for 90 yards like it was nothing. And to show you what kind of athlete he is, he slid down every time.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? It means the eye test is he could have ran as far as he wanted all game, over 100, let alone what he was throwing. And then our defenders weren't really covering or that good, and some are slow. So, I mean, we have trouble. So I give so much credit to Big Ben, who can't really move, but somehow he was able to throw and hit these guys. And both Cam Hayward and Big Ben inspired them to take a lead, and we became the same old Steelers with 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago. We would pray at the end of the game if we had the ball at the end. And look what happened, it didn't work. So that's my feeling. You guys can add in, you got 6.5 minutes. So
Does it say something about the offense, though, to score 27 points in a quarter? I understand that the defense could have played slightly better.
Let me interrupt you. There's something called consistency. If you're not consistent, what do you have? Highs and lows? What do we have a low for 3 quarters?
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, we didn't score much.
That's the problem, because when you got defensive linemen almost hitting your quarterback handing off the ball, and then you have Claypool missing a block where it looked like he was on the wrong play and Najee got killed.
Well, I was thinking that
That's
like,
Claypool
if they
who missed the play.
If they would have played better, if they had scored one more touchdown, they'd have walked out of the game with a win. But I'm very uncertain about the offense right now, because like they still scored 27 in one quarter. So does, what does that mean? Does that mean that Ben and Najee and all the primary offensive
No.
players
Here's part of the problem. How come the coaching can't change when the circumstances change?
Maybe that's it. I don't know the answer to that question.
No, seriously, when you see that you can't run and you got a great running back, and a week ago you didn't run the ball when you were on the 5-yard line, Tomlin must have told him run the ball, and it took him 11 tries to score a touchdown running the ball. And that looked much better than the passes and going nowhere.
Right.
So there's coaching problems too, and all coaches are supposed to know the talent of their teams and be honest about it. You're a great coach. He wouldn't put you in until you're ready to play. So what do we have? We have the second and third team where they say next man up. The next man up isn't any good. So, I mean, these are problems. As a honest Steeler fan, I enjoy watching the games, but it's frustrating seeing how terrible they actually are at large portions of the game.
The depth is a problem.
Well, even the front line is a problem. How can you call the line a competent blocking line for runs or passes?
Oh, no, you can't.
Well, then we
the
don't.
offensive line's really bad.
Okay, but that's what we're talking about. How do you win games with a bad offensive line?
But how do you score 27 in a quarter with a bad offensive line. That's why I'm torn. I'm just like, what's going on at the end of games that can't be done in the first half? I'm
Coaching.
just befuddled.
Coaching. If you're in desperate and your back's against the wall, maybe they came out and showed they have some talent. Why can't you do that in the first quarter?
That's the question I ask. I don't know.
I say coaching.
Like
You played football, you played baseball.
Yes.
Did your coaches get you ready to start right away?
Yeah.
That's what you need here. That's how simple it is. Like,
But
look
at
the.
I can't believe that they're always playing catch up. Like the mentality is play catch up, just play conservatively, and then we're just going to come up with some.
Here,
genius.
I'll give you, since all of us like our Pittsburgh sports teams, look at the Penguins. They had their stars out, and they started each game. Look at how well they did.
Yeah.
That they played from the start of each game in 60 minutes. We don't have that with the Steelers, is what our point is.
Well, Al Levine, the talking machine, I hate to pat myself on the back, but again, I said before the season started, this was going to be the worst offensive line in the National Football
You are
League
correct.
in Steeler history. I said it's because they don't have an offensive line coach competent. You need somebody with a little gray hair. If Russ Grimm or somebody was there, I'm not saying that line would play that much better, but he would have different pieces in there. He would get the best.
He would take them
out of
out
all.
and put them in.
Yeah,
That would shake
exactly.
somebody up.
If you're any kind of coach, I looked at that line and I could see that line wasn't going to be any good. You should know that before the season started, and they should have done a better job. Al Levine, the talking machine, the Steelers lied to Ingram. Again, they lost a linebacker that could have helped them out a little bit.
Well, look at how that bit him in the butt with Watt getting hurt.
He was
with Watt getting hurt, and I told you that the unseasoned Taco Charleston was a bum, even though he got picked in the first round before Watt. He wasn't any good at Michigan, and he's not any good now.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
You said that Ingram was lied to. Are you telling me that Ingram wasn't at least told by the coaching staff, hey, you're one injury away from being a full-time starter?
That was one of the things they told him that was the truth.
So how'd they lie?
But they told a lot of lies in between that sandwich.
If you say, hey, you're not going to be a starter, but you're one injury away
Did
from
they say that? Is that what they said?
I'm asking you. You said that they lied. What
They
they lie
Joey.
about exactly?
In Kansas City.
But you're telling me. Hold on. You said.
Unlike popular demand, Kansas City's been the best defense in football since Ingram got traded over or went over there.
What?
Kansas City shutting everybody down.
Yeah, but it's
Look
not
at the
because
stats.
of it's not because of Ingram.
How many sacks does Ingram have since he's been on the team?
It don't matter.
He's not
It
even
might
playing.
matter. How many
matter.
sacks did Ray Lewis have? Ray Lewis was a motivator, inspirator.
But he was a starter. Ingram's not starting on Kansas City. All
But
I'm saying is, I don't think they lied to him. I think at the very least, and you believe it,
You're
at
black
the
and
very
gold.
at the very least, they told him
You're entitled
an
to
injury
your
away from
opinion.
starting.
And Smoking Jim, we're not even going by your opinion.
They lied to LeGarrette Blunt. What a good human being.
Smoking Jim, Bill Means verifies you. They cannot win before Watt is healthy.
That's right. That's
true.
my man.
We're going to have to end the show. Thanks for your interaction, Bill Means and Pete, and all the others watching our show. Thank you very much. We're Facebook Live because of Nick Callis on Pittsburgh Sportsline every week, and we're proud and honored to do that. Thanks for the great team we have here, keeping us Joey strong.